Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your
but
mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'ma talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things. You know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, and subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that done click the link, that done click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you.
Hey, here we go. There it is. All right, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and yes, I am back one more again for another episode of the Relationship Rehab and the United Guns of America. I want you guys to please click that like button, and I want to say just a couple of things. I got a little time. I'm gonna give myself a little time here. Let me get my sayings of time together. So, essentially, what I wanted to do is first and foremost, I wanted to celebrate Derek Meyer for becoming a relationship rehab builder. Hey, Derek, you, sir, are on a new level.
I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining and becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate it so much. But I just want to send a shout out to everybody. For those of you who don't know, my birthday was on the 27th of January, which was last Thursday. And I had a very good birthday. I really did. I really, really did. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that actually took the time out to hit me up, to the people that hit my Cash App, to the people that hit my my Facebook page and all of that stuff. Thank you guys so much for just taking that time out to wish me a happy birthday. I know that we see it on Facebook all the time and everybody got their birthdays and all that kind of stuff, but
it really means something to me when you take the time out just to say, hey, even if it's just a 3-letter joint, the HBD, it all means something to me. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I must give my wife a shout out for my birthday because she really treated me like the true mob boss that I am. I've so and when I say mob boss, I mean mob boss. When I say the boy's got his own money, I mean the boy's got his own money. I mean what she did. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yes, I can. I'm gonna show y'all what she did real quick. I'm just gonna show y'all what she did. I came to work and didn't notice, and shout out to my brother Eric who helped her pull this off. But this is what I came to work, and this is what my dough looked like at my job. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead. Oh, my man Tremaine Warmer. He put his hat in the ring, and now he is a relationship rehab platform supporter. Thank you, sir. You are on a new level.
I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new.
Yeah, buddy. All right, let me show y'all this real quick, and we're gonna keep it moving. So this is what my wife did for me. Yeah, buddy. You talking about cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. That's how my door to my office looked. Then she had cupcakes with the, yes, that is the young fedora hat on the cupcake. If that ain't gangster, I don't know. Do you see the feather on there? Yes, sir. That's what she had on there. I'm talking just like, man, just amazing. Amazing. Yes, that's what she did for your boy for his birthday. I was so surprised. Didn't know nothing about it. Didn't know it was happening. And then this is the coup de grace right here. She got me this picture like this. It's in an actual big frame. Off the chain. Shout out to my man Derek J. Sent your boy $150 for the birthday. Hey man, Derek. Hey man, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. You be safe out there, broski. But yeah, she sent me that and it was just amazing. Just amazing. But that's what I got for my birthday. And I was so surprised and just so happy that my wife took the time out to think of little old me and do something special like that. So that's what's up. I appreciate that. And it's like, that's why I wanted to give her shout out, because it's stuff like that you ain't got to do. She could have just gave me a card or just said, hey, happy birthday, nigga. And that could have been the end of it. But she took her time and she actually came up with something that was like amazing. She took the time to decorate it. She snuck into my office and all that stuff. And thank you to her, my brother Easy. I appreciate y'all for doing that for me, man. It's good when you got people that do things for you like that. So I had an amazing birthday. Didn't get to go out to eat just yet, but I'm going to probably do that in another week or two and do that. But man, other than that, I really enjoyed my birthday. So another reason why I have not done a show is because I had some way, somehow lost my voice from last Sunday. I lost my voice from the football game. It was like from around that time, and I wasn't really screaming and yelling that much, but I lost my voice from that time all the way up to now. My voice was it was up and down. So I didn't want to come and do a show and lose my voice. You know what I'm saying? It was like, even when I got to be on Tommy's show, I did that because I knew if I lost my voice, I could just get off. But with me doing my own show, I didn't want to have to get a show set up and get a show going, then lose my voice and got to stop it. So I'm glad my voice held up on Tommy's show. It was really good. If you did not see it, you need to go see it. We had a good time, and I was glad I was able to call in and talk to my brother. I missed doing my show with my brother, and hopefully we'll get it together again and get our shit together and do what we need to do. But I will say this. I'm really, really glad to be here with y'all tonight. My voice is at about 90% back. I can't really hit the notes like I want to, but I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good enough to do the show. So I just want to say, yes, thank you guys so much. And yes, the Guru and the Whore,
the best show on YouTube, baby. We got it the fuck in. I will say this. I want to show you guys something real quick because I'm still within my 15 minutes. I'm telling y'all, I'm trying to get better. In 2022, I want to get the show a little more streamlined to where I'm really just hitting it and getting in and getting out. And I think I'm gonna be able to do that. I wanted to show you guys something that's pretty much been, it was a little old, but it was just like, wow. What's up, Jason Gunn, my brother? What's happening? Hey, Miss Lady Sunday, what's happening? Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate them all, y'all. I appreciate them. But one of the things that I wanted to show y'all real quick was this clip that I saw, and it was really something that quite disturbed me. And it's one of those things to where y'all know how pro 2A I am, and you all know how much I'm saying, hey man, everybody who can should carry a gun. And this is one of those reasons why you should do that, because you never know what is going to go down. And I'm telling you like this is one of those instances where it went down, and because this person wasn't prepared, they literally suffered the consequences of not being prepared to do what it takes to survive in these streets. Real talk. So let me show you guys this real quick. This is my little intro, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. So without further ado, let me play my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Shout out to my man Jeffrey Butler. Hit me with the $1.99 donation. He said, happy birthday. Oh my God. Uh-oh. I do it every time, boy. Oh my God. Uh-oh. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the birthday wish. All right, let's go ahead and let's go back to this, and we're going to watch this, and y'all check this out so you can see just how bad it can get. This is one of those things where I'm telling you, if you're not ready to be out in the world to handle the savage will actually handle you.
And her boyfriend, woman turns down a man's advances at a gas station, and her boyfriend winds up getting pistol whipped. He suffered a broken nose and a broken thumb in the assault. Tonight, DeKalb County Police say that the attackers remain on the loose. The couple shared their frightening story with Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo.
It was supposed to be a quick pit stop for gas before Caitlin and Gabriel French went out to celebrate the new year. What happened next completely upended their plans and sent Gabriel to the emergency room.
All of this for what? Like, why did we deserve this?
It was a terrifying matter of minutes for the couple at this Valero gas station on Candler Road in DeKalb County on New Year's Eve.
Hold on, I want y'all to see this. Y'all see that dude, right? New Year's Eve. That's where he wound up. Pistol whip and bloody. Now, and shout out to my man Tremaine, hit me up with another 99 cents, appreciate it. Now, watch and see how he got there and why.
What? Like, why did we deserve this?
It was a terrifying matter of minutes for the couple at this Valero gas station on Candler Road in DeKalb County on New Year's Eve. They say they were brutally attacked in the food mart after Caitlin declined a stranger's romantic advances.
He came into the aisle and tried to size me up at one point, and the clerk comes up and goes, it's not worth it. It's New Year's. And I'm like, whatever. It is New Year's. So it's like, hey, happy New Year's, buddy.
But then Gabriel says the guy slapped his girlfriend on the butt, and that's when they got into it. Before he knew it, 2 or 3.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. So, dude minding his own goddamn business, him and his girl, they going through. Shout out to my man Shannon Lewis. Hit your boy with $3. Thank you. And thank you. I appreciate you for the birthday. Yes, sir. Man is in the store on New Year's Eve with his girl like anybody else in the world. And what happens? Guys come in,
start making, hey, inappropriate comments, whatever. Damn, shorty, you got a fat ass. Damn, shorty, you fine as fuck, shorty, man, girl, whatever the case may be. That's what's happening. She don't reciprocate. She ain't with it. They know she with this nigga. They know she with this dude. What do? Fuck him. I'ma keep pressing it. Just like the dude who got shot by the white boy in the chest because he was thought he can whoop them white boys' ass and didn't think that white boy would have a gun and shoot his ass. But here we go. This is what happened.
The other guys came in with guns.
You know, the guy was trying to pull my hood over my head. And so I'm like trying to get out of my own jacket so I can now fight both of them. And then before you know it, then there's another guy coming around the other side of me.
When all was said and done, Gabriel says his nose was broken and so was one of his thumbs. The couple snapped a picture of this red Mercedes SUV they say the guys were in. They also say gas station surveillance video may have captured the license plate, but we were not able to get that footage.
I don't understand what level of entitlement people have where they think that they can just, you know, disrespect women and, you know, talk to them any kind of way. And then when they don't get their way, you treat them even worse.
A spokesperson for DeKalb Police says they have not identified any of the suspects. The charges they could face include battery and aggravated assault. Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
You don't say. That's it. That's all they got. And they didn't even catch him. They didn't even catch him. So you in the shop, you in the gas station with your girl, New Year's Eve, y'all getting ready to bring in the new year together, stopped at the store to get whatever, it don't matter, some ever fresh juice or whatever the case may be, some cigarettes or whatever. You stop and you get into it with some guys. They got guns. They pistol whip you, break your thumb, break your nose. Now, I'm just saying like this. Not to say, oh, man, so you think they should have died? He should have died for that shit? Nope, I'm not saying that. But my thing is, what if they wanted to kill him? These obviously are not your model citizens. These dudes riding around in this red Mercedes Benz, they definitely are not lawyers. They're not certified public accountants. So what if they decided to kill that man? That would have been it. Dead dude in the fucking gas station on New Year's Eve. Black woman crying, talking about they shouldn't have never did that. Why they do that to him? He was the nicest person ever. And that would have been the end of it. That would have been the end of it. And my thing is this. Why would you want to continue to be in a position to where you are an instant victim? Instant victim. To where you got to essentially either go through grave bodily harm or you just have to pretty much give these motherfuckers their way. Here, man, take my girl. Y'all go on and have her. Get on in the car and you do what y'all gonna do with her, man. That would have been the only way he wouldn't have got his ass whooped. But the fact that he decided to just say, hey, man, I'm going to stand up for myself. Because that wasn't just a thing of them just, we just trying to holler at this girl. No, they disrespecting your ass because they know that she with you. And they like, fuck that shawty. She fine as fuck, shawty. And that man literally could have lost his life because of it. And it wouldn't have been nothing but another dead body. And what I'm telling people is, in this day and age, you have to realize that these niggas out here are savages. And they will not, under any circumstances, have any type of respect or reasoning about what it is that they're doing because they look at y'all like y'all sheep. And it's like, I get the fact that crime is going crazy and people are just doing whatever the fuck they doing. But if you don't take a stand for yourself and take your personal safety and your personal protection of you and your loved ones into your hands, shout out to my boy Jason Gunn. Here's your boy with $50, man. Appreciate you, brother, for the birthday. If you don't take that serious enough to where you're going to do something about it, you will be the guy with the broken nose and the broken thumb, pistol whipped for no reason. No reason. Because obviously those dudes did not give no fucks about what they did to her, slapping her on the ass, or what they were willing to do to him just because they liked how she looked. That's all I'm saying. And there go my 15 minutes is up. But without further ado, I'm going to move into the topic of the show. And if y'all are ready, then I am ready. And we are going to yeah, buddy. We're going to have a funky good time on tonight. So I wanted to show you guys this. Stop and frisk. When you look at the crime that's going on in not just the country, but let's go a little bit more specifically in New York. The crime that's going on there and the people that are getting shot, they just shot 2 police officers the other day. I understand that it's definitely one of those things where you have drastic, situations require drastic measures. I get it. But now they're talking about stop and frisk. And I don't know, and I guess this will be a good time to take a poll in the audience. Are you guys for or against stop and frisk? If you're pro stop and frisk, throw a 1 up. If you're against stop and frisk, put a 2 up. I just want to get just to get the temperature of the room, see what people are thinking. If you're pro stop, if you think stop and frisk is a good thing, throw a 1 up. If you think stop and frisk is a bad thing, throw your 2 up. Yeah, but look at I knew Jason Gunn was on that shit. I knew it. I knew Jason was on it. Boy, you a fool. That's my brother though. I knew he was with it. I know he with it. Jim Johnson, okay, Ashita Kupi, they're against it. All right, Wolf Bear is against it. Yeah, all right. D8 Sue is against, okay. All right. It looks like it's leaning a little bit more towards the pro. People are for it. Okay, so here's my thing about stop and frisk. In theory, stop and frisk, in theory, is a good thing. It is. The idea of it and what you would be using it for is a good thing. However, the reason why I'm against it is because I know the hearts of men and I know officers. And the problem with it is that officers will use stop and frisk for the wrong reasons. I've seen it and I understood why they were doing it, but it is a path that it's a rabbit hole, and you will get so dark and you will get so deep into it, and it gets so dark the deeper you go that it becomes a bad thing. And people, the citizens that you're sworn to protect and the laws that you've sworn to uphold and all of that good stuff, a lot of police officers will lose their way because of it. It will lead to bad things, and I'm going to talk about that, but it will lead to bad things because you're giving, in this instance, too much power, which is very possible, to the police. It's too much power. The ability to stop and frisk, in theory, is supposed to be, hey, I got a robbery that just took place. We don't know who did it, but it's a block away from where I'm at, and I see a guy, I don't have no description, and I want to stop and frisk that person. All right. But the theory behind stop and frisk and what officers tend to do with stop and frisk, they become worlds apart. Because stop and frisk essentially is this, and this is how this shit works. Guys, what these motherfuckers will tell your ass when yes, this is what it's used for, and this is the instance and when it should be used. What these motherfuckers use stop and frisk for, this is how this shit goes. I'm driving, I see some niggas, and I say, let's stop these niggas. Plain and simple. Get your ass up against the car, get up against the wall, whatever one it is. Grab the fence, get your ass up against the gate. What y'all doing? Where y'all going? That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And my thing is, there are so many other things that will come from that, and it can lead to increased violence. It can lead to shootings. It can lead to loss of life, and it can lead to a lot of motherfuckers going to jail because you ain't stopping and frisking any and everybody. You only stopping and frisking the ones that you want. That's it. That's essentially what this shit is. Motherfuckers will try to paint this shit a whole nother way and try to tell you some bullshit. But what happens is that you have the human effect of having that power and what you do with it, because it's pretty much your own judgment. You don't have to have no probable cause. You don't have to have no I want to stop. I'm pissed off. My wife just made me mad. I'm about to go out here. I'm stopping every motherfucking body. That's what it is. A motherfucker came and did some shit, shot at my car on the block. I'm stopping everybody. Motherfucker told me police ain't shit. They some bitch ass niggas. I'm stopping everybody. These Mexicans piss me off today. I'm stopping every Mexican I want. These niggas threw a fucking 40-ounce bottle and hit my squad car. I'm stopping every nigga I see today. That's what it leads to, because it's too much of your own judgment to where you get to essentially do what the fuck you want. You are literally running around unchallenged and unchecked. And anything that stems from that, resisting arrest, whatever the case may be, yeah, you might find a crack pipe or two. Yeah, you might find a pistol or two. But the amount of stops that are made from stop and frisk compared to the amount of guns that are taken off the streets, the numbers are beyond fucking, the numbers are ridiculous. They got numbers where in New York City, them motherfuckers had over 500,000 stops and brought in like 175 more guns. That's what them numbers are like. They're that fucking skewed. They're that fucking lopsided. Y'all motherfuckers made 500,000 motherfucking stop and frisk. And this is what you got from it? That's what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play what the mayor of New York, and I'm saying like this, Eric Adams, to me, I know a lot of people like the fact that it's a brother in New York and all that bullshit, but he seems like a well-seasoned politician. This motherfucker is always saying the thing that people want to hear. Real talk. I'm just saying. That's just my take on him. But let's see what's up.
In the wake of the shooting death of a rookie NYPD officer, New York City Mayor Eric Adams unveiled a sweeping blueprint to end gun violence, a plan that fulfills Adams' campaign promises to return the city back to tough-on-crime policies and policing.
New Yorkers feel as if a sea of violence is engulfing our city. But as your mayor,
let me know if
I
that's too loud
promise
or
you,
not.
I will not let this happen. We will not surrender our city to the violent few. We're going to go back, and we won't go back to the bad old days. We're going to get trigger pullers off the streets and guns out of their hands.
Most notably,
what the fuck is a trigger puller? I'll wait. Somebody tell me what the fuck is a trigger puller. We're going to get trigger pullers off the streets. And what? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what the fuck a trigger puller is, but I guess.
The blueprint lays the groundwork for the reinstatement of controversial plainclothes anti-gun street units that were disbanded in 2020 by former Mayor Bill de Blasio after their stop and frisk strategies were deemed racist and unconstitutional. According to Adams, these units will be deployed to 30 precincts where 80% of the city's violent crimes are reported.
Right, Jason. I would have respected him more if he'd have said niggas. These niggas, these trigger pullers. I guess I'm a trigger puller. I pulled a trigger too in my lifetime. I guess I'm a trigger puller. I'm just saying. Question, should Chicago have stopped? They're talking about it, cuz. They're talking about Chicago doing the same thing. And I'm telling you, even back in the day,
when you had your gang units, your tactical units and stuff like that, they was like, it was kind of like the same thing, but because you knew who your gangbangers were, you knew what was going on with those gang units, they knew who was who, you kind of had more of an inside track to it. But it's like now, because there's so much defunding of the police going on, and everybody wants to end the cop's career for anything that they feel is wrong. It's the politics have muddied the water so bad to where you're literally tying the police officers' hands behind their backs and putting them in a situation in this to where they get to just jump out. Like in Memphis, they used to call them the jump out boys. I remember my uncle told me about that. Like, yeah, you got a gang unit here. They call it the jump out boys. They just jump out on your ass and that's it. Get your ass up against the wall, nigga. Get off my porch, you nigga. They just own your ass. But I'm just saying, being it as it may, you having something like this in place, it gives, because we know who's committing the most violent crimes. So pretty much what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pulling over and stopping the group of people who commit the most crimes. And whether they're in the process of committing a crime is one thing, but you throwing a motherfucker up against the wall, you motherfucking stopping them up, you ain't going to be stopping white folks in three-piece suits saying, get your ass up against the wall, come over here, what the fuck you doing? You ain't going to do that. Shout out to Angela Harris, hit your boy with $5. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. You're not doing that. So it's not a thing where you stopping any and everybody. You're stopping those that you think are more inclined to be in, could have something illegal on them or could have committed a crime, whatever the case may be. You're stopping them. Niggas, AKA trigger pullers.
We've got Malik Abdul, a Republican strategist, here to discuss the plan. Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. So, you know, the crime problem in New York City and other places, I think it's hard to deny there are serious concerns. Obviously, people can argue about the extent of them. And certainly I wouldn't want to see stop and frisk and, you know, policies that violate civil liberties be brought back. But what do you make of Eric Adams', you know, plan to do this? There are constitutional issues, but there's the issue of rising crime as well.
This is something that New York has dealt with for a while when you consider the number of mayors that they've had in the city. But this actually reminds me, at least the proposal thus far, because as you said, are civil liberties, that will always be an issue. But it kind of reminds me of the stop and frisk era. And I remember, I think that was probably back in 2015 or so when Mike Bloomberg, he actually had to defend, initially came out and defended his practices, and you know, that people felt.
And some people have even said that kind of like lost Bloomberg's run. Well, that definitely was something that he couldn't get around. He couldn't get past it. You know, he's not like Biden. He can't tell you motherfuckers, hey, if you ain't black if you don't vote for me. And he got past that. He also wrote the 94 crime bill, locked up the most niggas ever since slavery. He somehow got past that. But it seemed as though Bloomberg couldn't get past it. This was one of those things that really like had people giving him the side eye and not really getting behind him when he was running because of shit like this. Because of the stop. They said stop and frisk was definitely one of those things.
Disproportionately impacted minorities. But in that particular instance, Bloomberg himself, you know, and it was he said it in a very flippant way that you can go into these communities, you know, throw them up against the wall, you know, kind of ridiculous things. But, you know, this is something that unfortunately mayors, governors all around the country have to deal with as we're facing this rising crime wave. The fact is that there is no one solution to it. But I think we do need to be careful because it's interesting that I haven't heard, even since this proposal and some of the many things that have been happening around the country, you know, think back a couple of years ago when we really had a focus on Black Lives Matter. And there was a lot of discussion on over-policing and many of the things that they did. And in some instances were rude, unconstitutional.
Now, when you talking about Black Lives Matter, they definitely was totally against this shit. Totally against it. And it was kind of like one of those things to where when you have these people that are so pro-black and you got somebody like Eric Adams who was for the people and all of that good stuff, it's kind of hard to kind of like bring this about and say, hey, this is what we're going to do
when in actuality, this is what you're going to do, but you're trying to be smooth with it. It's kind of hard to do that and bring something like this back. It really is. Because I'm telling you, the way that this shit goes, it is truly like, you don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't know what's going to happen to you, as especially young black men, young minorities, whatever the case may be. They are the ones that were disproportionately stopped and frisked more than any other racial group. But my thing is, there are so many other things that come from that. There just is. And it's like, man, you walking down the street and you mind your own business, ain't committing no crimes. But let's say, just for instance, you got some marijuana on you. If weed is illegal, motherfuckers stop you, take your ass to jail. They take your ass to jail. That's it. You caught a case just walking to the store or walking home. Now you now have a case. You could potentially get, a record. Now, your life can be fucked up just from an unwarranted stop and frisk. Why did y'all stop me? Because you a nigga and I wanted to. I know what you little young niggas out here doing. That's what you're going to do. I'm telling you, that's what you're going to do. The odds of me finding a bad guy that's a young black teen versus the odds of me finding a bad guy that's a young white teen, come on. 50-1 odds. That's just what it is. And people and police officers, they know that. There's so many things that police officers do just off of a hunch and just off of looking at the numbers. The odds of me pulling over a young man driving an expensive car and him not being a dope dealer are very, very low. Very low. I see a young nigga look like he about 19, 20 driving a $100,000 car. More than likely, he's either selling drugs or he's doing something illegal, depending on your area that you're in. And my thing is, they even take it past that. Sometimes you can just be in an all-white neighborhood driving that same car. Could have just dropped off a young, pretty white girl at her house, and now because you in the wrong neighborhood, but you driving this $90,000 Benz, they gonna pull your ass over. Or you walking home from that suburban girl's house, stop and frisk, get your ass up against the wall. Fuck you doing around here? That's how the shit will go. It's not one of those things where, we only use it in situations where there's an intense situation going on and we need to stop. Nope. Motherfucking police officers are going to use that shit to their advantage at any given point in time. I feel like stopping me some niggas today. I feel like stopping me some Mexicans today. I'm stopping them. Shut your ass up. Get your ass on the car. Come here. And the minute a nigga run, the minute a motherfucker run and drop their phone and it look like a gun, now you got even a worse situation. I don't know if is marijuana legal in New York? I don't know. I don't know. But my thing would be this too. You also create a lot of tension, because if I'm a good guy and I'm walking the streets and I'm going to the bodega. That's what y'all do in New York. I'm going to the bodega and a motherfucker just stopping me. Yeah, okay, once or twice is cool, but if every fucking day I'm getting stopped, I'm getting thrown up against the wall, every fucking week it's happening to me, 2 times in a weekend, 3 times I'm with my girl, I'm with my wife, I'm with my kids, and this shit is constantly happening because a motherfucker just want to, that's bullshit. And it's gonna piss motherfuckers off. That's just what it is. Now, I'm all for Terry Frisk. I'm all for that. Because you now have some type of probable cause to make contact to stop a motherfucker. And yes, you should be able to pat them down. I'm all for that. That's officer safety. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. But when you got this shit going on to where motherfuckers just have that power, man, it's going to lead you down a road that we don't want to go. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. The only thing that's going to go up, crime ain't going to go down, guns ain't going to get taken off the street. The only thing that's going to go up is there's going to be more niggas getting locked up. Plain and simple. More niggas getting roughed up. Plain and simple. He said we call it bodega, but we don't say going to the bodega. I'm sorry, Mr. J1. I'm sorry. I'm not from New York, son. Yo, kid, I don't know.
But let's go ahead.
Institutional, but to, I don't fault any mayor, I'm a Republican, but I don't fault any mayor, including Eric Adams, for having to do things to respond to the crime wave, because most of what we're talking about, you can implement any type of policing or programming, but a lot of what we're talking about are the personal behavior of repeat offenders. And this is something that's very intractable. I don't think that this is, obviously, this is not the perfect answer, but when you have communities all around New York, all around Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Chicago, in places all around the country saying, hey, we have a problem, and this soft on crime approach seems to not be working. So
that's my thing. You talk about crime, you're talking about the shit that's going down. That's the problem. And I'm telling you like this: if you hysterically go back and look at the data, all of these blue states, and these inner cities in these blue states that are having this issue, it's because they are soft as fuck on crime. The motherfucker that they catch doing a crime is back out before the goddamn police officers even finish with the goddamn report. They out on bail, or they out with a slap on the wrist, or the prosecutor is not going to pursue it, and they're not pressing charges, and it's fucking over with. It's fucking over with before they even done. That's the problem. That is the problem. One of the first things that you want to do, because people going to ask, and here's my solution part, well, how do we solve it? What are the solutions? You just talking about the problem. Well, here's how you solve it. Number one, you increase your police force. Number two, you establish task force. Number three, you get tough as fuck on crime. Plain and simple. You get tough on crime. You stop letting these motherfuckers walk with these motherfucking, what y'all have now deemed as misdemeanors. Stop letting these repeat offenders, stop letting these motherfuckers that's doing this shit, getting caught with guns and all that shit, stop letting these motherfuckers get back out on the streets. Because if you're the same trigger puller that this police officer goes and catch is the same one y'all letting the right the fuck back out to go and do some more trigger pulling. That's the problem. You don't need to stop every nigga on the street to help reduce crime. The statistics show that shit don't work. It just shows it. It's a fact. There was no drastic or considerable amount of a decrease in crime because stop and frisk was in play.
He has to do something to address it. How effective it will be, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a big question, right? Because people who are advocating for increasing funding to the police or adding numbers of police officers have to justify why it is that doing so in the past hasn't correlated with a drop of crime. And in fact, the rise and fall of crime has been cyclical and correlated to other things, including poverty rates. If people are really concerned with rising crime numbers, they should pay more attention to the fact that people in Flint, Michigan, and in communities all across the country are still having children that are growing up with leaded water, et cetera. But I'm glad you brought up Mayor Bloomberg, because it's important to note, I think, that Judge Shearer should lean back and
that's another good point. You want to stop crime? Get jobs. Get jobs. Shout out to my man Oganda Smith. He just became a platform supporter. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you. You, sir, are on a new level.
Oh, I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new.
My man. Thank you. But when you talk about that, that's exactly what it is. That's one of the things that help. Having jobs availability, and it's not about you having, you don't necessarily have to have, jobs galore, but you have to have a workforce that is thriving in your area, in those communities, to where people can have an alternative to committing crimes. Okay, if I'm gonna stop selling dope, I need to be able to get some money some kind of way. And when I got a job, or when I'm not getting taxed out my ass with having a job, then yeah. So when you see things like this $600 tax thing that they're doing, that hurts that market. Because it's like, even if I do got my own little business, and I'm like, they got like people that be selling juices and shit like that, the juice man. I saw a show about that. I saw one of those, I think it was a Vice or something like that, talking about this guy. He got his own little small business. He literally makes his own juice, and he goes around to the different delis. See, he goes around to the different delis, and he's selling his own juice that he makes. He makes these special juices with different stuff in it. It's all natural. It's all he doing his thing, and he taking them around to these different places and he's selling them. Well, now if he's getting paid with the Cash App, his little hustle is about to seriously get taxed. He's seriously, oh, you did? Okay. He's seriously about to get taxed. So it's like that small businessman that's just starting out is now got another motherfucking system punching down on him, taxing him for the money that he's making just to barely get by. And I'm telling y'all like this, if you're not upset at the fact that our government is trying to monitor the dollars and the pennies that's being made by the lowest people on the totem pole when it comes to this whole class thing, if you don't have a problem with that, then it's something wrong with you. It is something wrong with you. He said it's only businesses, not personal transactions. Yeah, but the thing is, Jason, so I get that. Jason saying that they're saying that it's only businesses, but not personal transactions. Here's the thing. How do you determine that? Who determines that? And if the government is getting all of it, then it's going to be up to them when and how they get to tax those people. See, my thing is the information and having access to it. Just because you got the information and you're sitting there, you looking at that information, whether it's a personal thing or if it's a business thing, my government should not have that information. Because what do they do with the information? Information is bought, sold, and it's stolen. And I don't want people knowing exactly what the fuck I made. I don't give a fuck if they're trying to tax me now or if they're going to try to tax me later. I don't want the government knowing every fucking dime that I make and where I'm spending and what I'm doing with it. That's just bullshit. Because my thing is, now that they have access, they can always change it. They can always make an amendment. They can always say, well, now we're going to go after the people that are doing this now and the people that are doing that. We want to make sure that we're getting, the government is taxing the right people. Well, now I got to spend my time dealing with the IRS. Has anybody ever tried to call the IRS? Has anybody ever tried to actually call the IRS? If not just the past 5 years, maybe in the past 3 years. Try calling the IRS and see how the customer service is. Just saying.
You know, a decade ago or so, did rule those stop and frisk practices of yesteryear unconstitutional. This isn't, a casual opinion. Bloomberg was forced out of this because it was considered to be unconstitutional. So I'm curious what response is going to be. The response is going to be from Black and brown members of the New York community, many of whom voted for Eric Adams, but who are also going to be as victims of crime, but likely victims of the kind of police harassment that once defined life in New York for anybody that was melanated.
And my thing is, it's not just melanated. It's going to be in your high crime, low income neighborhoods, communities. And the other part of it is, it's going to be a thing to where race is going to come into it. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Race is going to come into this. There is no way possible that someone can say, well, you can do this. It's constitutional to do this. Here's a constitution. Nope. It's going to come into play where there's going to be a disproportionate amount of people of color, whether you Mexican, whether you Black, or whatever the case may be, that are going to be affected by this stop and frisk than any other group. Period. And I got a problem with that.
Yeah, that's actually an excellent point, and I shouldn't have said, because I told myself I was going to move away from describing anything affecting the Black community and putting it under the umbrella of Black Lives Matter. So I shouldn't have said you haven't heard the response from Black Lives Matter. To your point, where are the communities in New York City itself? Where are they? Because many of them indeed did vote for Eric Adams. So where is the pushback in the community? And, granted, I haven't studied this as intensely as I did some of the stop and frisk policies to see what it is that he's proposing. Maybe there's something different, but just on its surface, it doesn't seem anything much different than that speech that Bloomberg gave in Colorado when he was defending the stop and frisk policy. So I don't know exactly how this differs from that. I would be very interested in hearing about it. But as I said, this is something that mayors and governors all around the country are literally having to deal with.
And my thing is, it's unconstitutional because you are literally just having the authority to pretty much do whatever you're going to do to somebody. Because every time you stop and frisk somebody doesn't mean that they're going to jail. But what about the inconvenience of it? Getting thrown to the ground. Getting, your knee scuffed up, getting your clothes messed up, getting your shoes roughed up. For what? Because I was just walking? I look suspicious? I look like something's going on and you just want to know where the fuck I'm going? Whether it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to just be stopped by the police. I've been stopped before driving while black. And I know how to handle myself with dealing with the police. I know my rights. I understand the laws. I get it. But my thing is, when you have the ability to just stop me for whatever, right, messing up my pellet jacket, when you got the ability to just stop me just because you fucking feel like it, that is a problem. Trust me. I know that everybody's looking at you're afraid and you're looking at, well, how we gonna get this crime down? This is not the way. Giving someone that type of diplomatic immunity is a problem. You don't want to give people like that. And I'm telling you like this, y'all know how pro-police I am, but you don't want to give them just that complete control and power over being able to detain you or not for anything. They don't have to have a reason. I felt like it. I didn't like the way you looked at me. I didn't like the way that you didn't look at me when I was looking at you. I didn't like the way that you looked away from me when I looked at you. That's the type of shit you deal with. So when you have just those asshole cops that do exist, they're not the majority, but you have them that do exist, now you're opening the door to negative interactions, which can lead to potential deaths, injuries, and people going to jail for the smallest things. That's just what it is. And that's a good point too. He said they need to stop and frisk at the border. Bullshit. But I will say this. How is it that we're going to be more strenuous about our own citizens than we are about people at the border? Just saying. The lowest people on the totem pole are actually Native Americans. Please explain that, Walk. Please explain that. I would love to hear how are they the lowest on the totem pole? It's funny that you use the word totem pole with Native American, but I guess pun intended. But how are they the lowest on the totem pole? I mean, the lowest people on the totem pole in what regard? Hopefully you're talking about population. Because if you're talking about most killed, most locked up, I believe that it's probably more Native Americans are killing themselves, are committing suicide than they are committing genocide. Last time I checked, the Native Americans got reservations. The Native Americans have some protection under the law that to where that everybody else don't have. I don't know of no black reservations. Can somebody please point me to one? Where are the black casinos? See, all the Native Americans may not have something, but you at least have a group of Native Americans in that group that's actually been entitled and empowered to do whatever it is that they're doing now. So when you look at the poverty, when you look at whatever they may or may not have, then you got to ask yourself, how the fuck do you have a casino and you got people that's broke? Just saying. I'm being for real. When was the last time? Where is the black casino in America? Tell me what the black owned casino. Tell me what a black reservation is in America. One. Just one. There isn't one. So when you talking about the Native Americans that got wiped off the face of America and got pushed to the edge of the continent, and then they said, all right, we didn't kill enough of y'all. We're going to give y'all this land and give y'all these casinos. Y'all got something. Last I checked, niggas ain't got no reparations. Last I checked, niggas ain't got nothing. Ain't no casino at O Block. You might find some niggas shooting some dice, but ain't no casino at O Block. It's amazing to me how people always try to throw themselves in with the niggas. Everybody want to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga. Well, they're worse than that. There's another group of people doing worse than that. Nope. Bullshit. Bullshit to the back. Let me see some niggas with their own casinos and some acres, then we can talk. Given by the federal government. Given by the federal government. Right, all we got is fucking Juneteenth. I'll trade you your Juneteenth. I'll trade you. I'm about to be the spokesperson for the black delegation. We the black delegation. We would like to trade our Juneteenth to the Native Americans for all their reservations and casinos. We'd like to trade that Juneteenth for that. We'd also throw in a deal. We'd like to trade Black History Month, Juneteenth, and Martin Luther King birthday being a national holiday. We'll trade that to the Native Americans for their reservations and casinos. I wonder if that deal gonna happen. We have black millionaires. They could open casinos. I love that, Walk. But you're wrong. You can't just open up a casino, homie. It don't work like that. You just can't say, I'm just going to open up a casino. Do you know how many people would have fucking casinos if they could just do that? No, sir. It don't work that way. You have to have approval. You have to have sanction. You have to be sanctioned to do that. That's just like me saying, yeah, we're going to start us an NFL football team. We're going to call ourselves the Niggeros. We're going to be in the playoffs next year. We starting out getting our first pick. We're going to get, we're going to start out with Michael Vick. We're going to bring back Pac-Man Jones. That's what we're going to do. Oh, shout out to my man, Billy Goat Gruff. He is now a relationship builder. You, sir, are definitely on a new level.
Oh, I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level.
Hey. But here's my thing. Why are you asking for millionaires to go and start something that Native Americans were given? I'll wait. Shall I repeat the question? Why would you say that black millionaires would have to go and put their money up to build something that they can't do anyway, to build something that Native Americans were given? Just saying. Yeah. Ain't that funny? Ain't that something? It's fine when all these foreigners come over here and they're given, you know, privileges. They're given some special programs where they can get on their feet. They get access to money. They get exempt from taxes for so many years. They get all of this stuff. It's just like you talking about saying, why ain't a bunch of niggas getting together opening up gas stations? Why ain't that? You mean to tell me a nigga ain't thought to have a gas station in all the years of gas stationdom? You can't just do that. Boy, and if niggas did get casinos, it'd be like Chuck E. Cheese on a massive scale. Them bitches and niggas would be there fighting every motherfucking weekend, baby. It'd be something to see, boy. But I'm just saying, the opportunity is not there. That's all it is. That's all it is. Who tried and failed? Look at it like this. The Native Americans didn't try. They just got it. Let me fall ass backwards into a casino and a reservation. Ain't no try and fail. Don't try to get me to do and work for something that you was given. I'm assuming that you Native American. I would hope so. We have to invest in ourselves. Fuck that. I want my government to invest in me. If they investing in other motherfuckers, why can't they invest in me? You got to believe in something. Why not believe in me? Let me do my own part after you done gave me some shit like you done gave another motherfucking group. We ain't gonna even get into the particulars, James Grant. The mob ain't just gonna let you throw up no motherfucker. Say, yeah, we gonna put the Black Pyramid up on the strip in Vegas. Like they gonna let that shit happen. Gotta be realistic.
I don't, you know, all of these officials are in tough positions because they literally are going to have to deal with, as you noted, the constitutional issue that we had with stop and frisk.
Yeah, I'm still thinking back to the campaign days when so many Democrats, including Stacey Abrams, defended Bloomberg when he made remarks like you described before, and also some remarks about how, you know, every criminal looks the same. It's like a Xerox sheet. The profile is exactly the same. Doesn't exactly inspire confidence. But I want to ask, Mayor Adams is also looking to target underage gun possession by strengthening prosecutors' abilities to go after minors charged with gun crimes.
Far too many men above the age of 18 are victimizing children, are forcing them to carry the weapons. This is evidenced by the statistics. In 2019, 2.5% of all youths under 18 who were arrested had a firearm. In 2021, that number was 10%. Children are being used as pawns. If a 16 or 17-year-old is arrested on a gun charge, the NYPD should ask the individual where they got the gun from. If the individual refuses to disclose that information, prosecutors should have the ability to charge the individual in criminal court rather than family court.
Now, here's the thing. He said that young kids are being forced to carry guns. They're being forced to be trigger pullers. Well, here's my thing. Where the fuck are these kids' parents? Where the fuck are the fathers? That's why these kids are out on the streets. Shout out to my man Illa Dre. He became a platform supporter. You, sir, are on a new level.
I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on it. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new.
Toast to you, sir. Thank you. Ain't that funny? How this mayor, who used to be a police officer and a senator, he also just done forgot about the whole thing of saying, hey, where the fuck are these kids' parents? Y'all do realize that, right? Nobody's asking that question? Nobody's saying it's these single black mamas that's raising these little motherfuckers and having these kids out of wedlock that's putting these kids in the worst situations possible, which is why they're in gangs. Y'all do know that kids ain't just aspiring to be gangbangers. Y'all do know that, right? Ain't no little kid in kindergarten, little Traviante. What would you like to be when you grow up? Oh, I'd like to be the first coordinator of the Gangster Disciples. Oh, I'd like to be a shot caller in the BDs. These little motherfuckers don't know about that shit. They are exposed to it time and time again. And I'm telling you like this, I'm going to call it what it is. A lot of these kids are forced into their street life. They don't have nowhere to eat. They mama on dope or they mama on some on the dick carousel. And now these little niggas ain't got no way to feed their families. They ain't got no way to feed their brothers or sisters. And them little kids see what's going on. And the little niggas in the hood, they see it and they like, man, let me put Shorty on. Look here, little nigga, I'll take care of you as best I can, but you can make this money yourself and you can get out here. What's the deal? I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. I'm just saying. If I see that I'm not able to feed myself, feed my brothers and sisters, we are literally starving, living in the situation that we're in. Shout out to Sigma Lady, hit me with the $10. Thank you, appreciate it. Living in this situation, and I see the nigga outside on the corner who wearing Jordans, got on nice clothes, got a Louis belt on, and I'm sitting here sleeping in the dark because the electricity ain't on, because my mama on heroin, or my mama is at some other nigga house and just done left us here by ourselves, or with our grandmama who's fucking senile. We got motherfucking roaches in the cornflakes. If I see that, what am I going to do? Why wouldn't I go out there at 13, 12, 11 and go out there and sell some dope, be a lookout, hold the bag, do something? Well, I can make $50 a day. So I can either make $50 a day or I can sit up in this house with no fucking lights and rats and roaches everywhere, and my brothers and sisters and I are starving because we only eating top ramen because mama's selling the food stamps. See, this that shit that motherfucking politicians won't say. This that shit that motherfuckers who really know about the hood, they won't come and say. That's why the gangs is winning. That's why the trap house is trapping like it is. Because these kids ain't got no other fucking choice. Because they ain't shit mamas have put them in not a bad, but the fucking worst situation possible. The worst situation possible. You got kids in the city today that the only way that they're eating is because they go to school. See, motherfuckers don't know about how that shit really works. When kids go to school to fuck their education, they go to school for lights, heat, and food. They go to school because they won't get fucked on by their mama boyfriend while she gone to work. That's why they go to school. Fucker, I can't read. I'm not going to school to learn a goddamn thing. I'm going to school so I can eat breakfast, so I can eat lunch. And hopefully the lunch lady is nice enough to take the leftover food that they purposely overcook and put it in a clear bag and set it by the garbage can so that we can take it home so we can eat tonight. Because if I don't, I will starve. See, this the shit that motherfuckers don't want to talk about and don't want to admit. People that, your politicians that act like they so busy trying to make everybody feel good and they so busy trying to blame the white man on shit, they not talking about what's actually happening. I've seen it. I've been there. I've been in the school with these kids. I've seen these kids pull that food out of the fucking garbage can. I've taken that food and put it by the garbage can so that they can get it. So fuck what you heard. Y'all want to know why these little niggas is on the streets? Because they don't have no fucking choice. I'm a grown-ass man. I just turned 48. Yes, I do look good. But I just turned 48. Lord knows, if I lost it all before I let my family starve, I'm going to be right out there with them niggas. Strapped up. Capable. Thank you. Jason said I was one of those kids. He did do that to eat. I'm telling you what the fuck I know. That's the truth. So you're talking about these trigger pullers. Well, what about before they became trigger pullers? Where were y'all at then? These niggas don't know nothing about when you... See, I've been in the schools where I know when a kid stink, it ain't because he want to stink. It's because he don't have no other clothes. His mama ain't wash no clothes. He ain't got no hot water. And because it's fucking 20 below zero, he can't take no cold shower. I done been in a situation where I had to take a cold shower. Me and my brother done took plenty of cold showers in the house, baby. When the nigga was struggling and trying to survive and all that shit, hey, we did what we had to do. But it wasn't 20 below with no motherfucking heat, with no hot water trying to take it. You can't take no shower when it's like that. Yeah, you can do that shit in the summertime when your gas is off. You can't do that shit in the wintertime. You'll fucking get pneumonia and you'll fucking die. And I'm telling you what it is. Those same kids that you got coming to school, smelling like pee, stinking, ain't showered because they can't shower. What we doing? We making fun of them. You got the other kids poking fun of them. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep coming to school when I can go out here and make this $50 a day? Fuck that. Fuck no. I'm going to go get this work. And I'm going to go put in this work. And that's why you got trigger pullers. Because a kid gets so angry because he ain't got nothing that he willing to do anything just to have something. That's the environment that these kids are in. Our little black babies. See, we always concerned about the little ones that get shot. But you overlook the little ones that's starving, that's struggling, that's trying to survive, that got so much stress on them that a grown man would die of a fucking heart attack from it. You got a kid that come to school and can't fucking, he comes to school to sleep because he can't sleep at home, because if he go to sleep at home, then his sister gonna get fucked on, or he's gonna get fucked on. We don't want to talk about that. Or we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that shit though. See, them the kids that we don't give a shit about until they do some fuck shit to us. Them the kids we don't look for, we don't try to help out until they do the worst. So when you're talking about these trigger pullers, why don't you start looking and seeing how these trigger pullers came to be, what their story is? Because I'm telling you like this, every last one of them little kids, God is my witness, every last one of them got a story that'll break your fucking heart. See, I'm smart enough to know, well, I ain't got to ask the kid, I just help him. Because I don't want to know the story, because it's going to break my heart. It's going to make me cry. So I know not to ask. Oh, little Ro Marcus, what's going on? What you need, little man? How can I help you? What you want? What you trying to get? What you trying to do? What you need to make it today? Fuck tomorrow. Fuck next week. Tonight, what you need? Mr. Rem, I just need some food. We need some food. I got you. I know what it's like to have little kids come up to you and ask, Mr. Redmond, y'all gonna put some food out today? And you looking like, man, this is a little kid. He asking for food, not just for himself, for his sister so they can eat.
See, that's the shit that y'all motherfuckers don't give a fuck about and don't be knowing about. But you so busy trying to talk about the white man this and the white man that you know them kids in that building across the street. You know them kids in that motherfucking fucked up house down the street or even next door to your ass. You know that's what they living through and what they going through. And motherfuckers don't say nothing about that shit. Y'all niggas ain't marching in the street for them niggas. Let me get off this shit.
Malik, is this the right approach to bring these kids from family court into criminal court in order to try to chase the source of these guns up the relationship chain?
So now what you gonna do? Prosecute a 13-year-old like an adult? Because he had a gun? Because he had a gun? Not that he shot 6 motherfuckers. He had a gun.
I'm really on the fence about this. As someone, I live in Washington, D.C., and we've definitely had an issue with not just the spike in crime, but really the perpetuators, or many of these, are actually teens. We had recently, council member candidate, and we can't tell if those were actually teens, but he was carjacked at gunpoint while he was at a grocery store. Many people are now in the community, and we're not hearing a lot of pushback against law enforcement at this point because people aren't feeling safe in the community. Carjackings are up, and because of teens themselves are, disproportionately the people who are actually perpetuating these crimes. It actually is a problem. Whether or not, this whole debate over guns, and it's kind of what this sounds like, what Adams is proposing, that it's not the people that's the problem, it's the guns that's the problem. Or as the New York governor said recently when describing the murder.
If you're trying to get the guns, my question is, you going after the guns to what end? To what degree? Because my thing is this, gun violence ain't a problem when everybody got them. That's a fact. Gun violence is not a problem when everybody got guns. You want to stop gun violence, you get tough on your gun laws, and you turn right back around and you let all the law-abiding citizens carry guns. That's what you do. Proven, it works. It's proven. Go to all these different states. Because the fact of the matter is, there's going to be some gun violence. But when you want to get it to where it's not to where people are afraid to fucking live their lives, they're afraid to go out, then that's what you need to do. That's how you fix it. You arm those citizens. You make it easy for those citizens that want to protect themselves to be able to do that. Why? Because it's their fucking right. The First and the Second Amendment are there just for that. I should be able to say what I want to say, and I should be able to protect my life no matter what.
Of the police officer, that it was, I think she described it in a very weird way, that a shot from a bullet from a gun or something like that. There's a lot of focus on guns, and I do believe that we need to do more to strengthen our laws around guns, but I'm not.
You don't need to strengthen your laws around guns. It don't work. And this is what Mr. Bowtie Man gets it. He gets it wrong. You don't need to strengthen your laws. We have more than enough gun laws in this country. More than enough. More than enough. So why not let those who need to protect themselves to be able to protect themselves? Now, I know there's some liberal person that's going to say, well, that's what the police are for. Bullshit. That's a lie, and that's not true. The police are not there to protect you. The police are there to enforce the law and uphold the Constitution. That's their job. It is not to come save your ass. It is not to come protect your ass. It's not their job. They are not bound by that by law. They are bound by law to enforce the law and to uphold the Constitution.
not sure if this itself is the answer, because you will then eventually get back to where we were with the whole stop and frisk policy, things that disproportionately impact Black and brown people. But at the same time, as a city official or leader of a city, what is it that you can do?
Stay on top
I honestly don't know, which is why I say that I'm on the fence about whether or not this is the right move.
Well, I think that's a good point, because it's a little bit in tension with what we were just talking about, right? If you want to, maybe it sounds good in practice to put more resources into to arresting or treating more seriously teenagers who have guns or trying to trace the guns, but that project would invariably involve like a more robust police, more police, and a more robust police presence.
And that's the thing. You want to make it because things are out of hand. You want to make things safer, then you have to increase your police presence. You have to. You have to increase your police presence because things have gotten out of hand. That's what you need to do. The thing is that you have talked about the police and made the police the bad guys to the point to where nobody wants to be the police anymore. The majority of those police officers that are still police officers is because they're too far gone to go and do something else, and they're too close to their pension to just fucking retire right now. They're riding it out. And you mark my words, you watch how that career profession is going to decline, how it's going to be less and less people, because there's been literally thousands of police officers that have left the profession. Said, fuck this. I got an education. I can go do something else. I'll go do IT. I'll go do something. I'll go work at a fucking private security firm. I'll go do something else because they don't want the hassle and they don't want to be pretty much made an example out of for someone else's political gain.
In, underprivileged communities, et cetera, which then runs into the problem. So it's this delicate balance that we have trouble threading. I mean, we have. And also teens, some right in the 15, 16 category who are committing really bad crimes, but fall under the age where they're going to be handled differently by the system. And I generally like to, actually give teenagers a chance, let them rebuild their lives, not ruin it. Sending people to prison is horrible. But then you have the problem where like all crime is committed by people, not all of it, but violent crime certainly by people between the ages of like 15 and 30, with like a heavy bias in the 15 to 25 range. So it's anyway.
I mean, we have to decide what we want. Do we have
Exactly. And I'm gonna shout out to Wolf Bear. He said one politician wants to use stop and frisk, another wants to use the whistle, blowing a whistle, and neither one of them wants to arm their citizens. Why is that? Why would I not want to stand up against tyranny? Why would I not want to stand up against crime? Why would I not want my citizens to do the same that want to do it? Why would I not want that? That's a no-brainer. The only way I would want someone to not want to be able to have the ability to defend themselves is if, oh, damn, I forgot all about that. Thank you, CJ Gunn. The only way that I would want somebody to not be able to defend themselves is if I wanted to control them and I wanted to have power over them. That's the only way. Yes, blow a whistle, James. Go back and look on my channel. You'll see the video and the show I did about the alderman in Chicago that bought whistles to give to their constituents to use when they see a crime. They want them to, instead of having a gun to save themselves, they want them to blow a whistle. And I'm telling you like this, exactly, Jason, it's control. And you got to look at yourself and look at your politicians to see, well, damn, if they want to do this and they don't want me to have that, then they absolutely want to control me. And I think everybody should have a problem with that. Everybody should have a problem with that. And the people have got to do just what she's saying. You got to decide what you want to do. You want to beg and wish and hope and pray that your police officers or your politicians are going to be there to protect you and save you? Yeah, well, let's see how we can see how that's been working.
A kind of legal and moral policy that says we treat minors differently for all of the reasons that we say we do, right? Because they're cognitively not the same as adults, because their decision-making processes aren't the same as adults. Do we believe in that as a moral and ethical measure as a community, and therefore treat minors and teenagers like teenagers and minors, or are we going to carve out all of these exceptions the way we have historically done in our criminal justice system, where we'll lock a 13-year-old up with adults for years, basically cementing their life status as members of like a criminal underbelly or a marginalized group.
I agree with you.
I mean, it's a difficult position to be in, but if we're going to be throwing resources at a problem, I'd like to see a world where instead of locking up people for $40,000 a year on the government's dime, we're talking about spending $40,000 a year to do things like give them housing and education.
And that's a little bit of a fantasy, but it's a long way to get there. That's a long ways away. But the thing is, though, into what Jim Johnson said, the politicians are afraid of all citizens. No, they're not actually. They actually think they're above all citizens. They actually think that they should be controlling these citizens. They actually believe that they know what's best for their citizens. They believe that they should be the ones calling the shots and telling their citizens what they can and cannot have. They think that they should be the ones instructing their citizens on what to do with their money and to give their money and their power over to them and let them do with it as they please. Imagine if you went to work every day and then I came to your house and said, you know what? You need to give me your check and I'll provide housing for you. And I'll tell you how much you can have of the money that you make. And then I'll tell you what you can and can't do. You think I was crazy, or you think I was a pimp. And if you think I'm a pimp, then if I'm a pimp, I must think that you're what? Fill in the blank. That's the mentality of our government. When you hear these liberals telling your ass what to do, when you hear these liberals talking that we're going to redistribute the wealth throughout they ain't going to do shit but enrich themselves and let you have just enough to survive. Wouldn't you just be called a landlord? Nope. It's not a landlord, John. Not if I'm telling you how much space you get to live in. Not if I'm telling you how much money you get to have. And I got the rest and you the one making it. That's pimping, sir. A pimp tells his hoe, you go out there and you get all the money you can from every nigga you can. From every John you can get. Bring that money back to me. I'll feed you. I'll tell you what we're going to eat. I'll buy you some clothes. I'll keep your clothes. And I'll let you live with me with your money. That's pimping. Pimping. That's what that is. And my thing is, they won't, a pimp never stops pimping. It says, you know what? You've been a good hoe. I'm going to let you not make all your money and do what you want to do. Nope. They're going to keep getting and taking any and everything they can from you until you are worthless to them and have nothing left. Now, I want you guys to hear this because this was before Mayor Eric Adams became mayor and he was debating old boy, the guardian angel dude. And I just want you to hear what he's about to say about stop and frisk, just to let you know how much this nigga is bullshitting.
I can certainly speak up, so just let me know if you can't hear me.
I can hear you fine.
Mr. Adams, during the pandemic, we've seen an alarming uptick in shootings and murders. You have said in the past that you think stop and frisk, or as you say, stop, question, and frisk, can at times be an effective tool. But of course, as we saw it used during the Bloomberg administration, it was declared unconstitutional because it targeted young black and brown men. My question to you is, can you give me an example of when and how you think stop, question, and frisk can be an effective tool?
Yes, thank you. And, you know, when you talk about those young men who were stopped, one of them was actually my son. He was stopped, he was questioned, he even identified and stated that my dad is a state senator, and it didn't matter, and it traumatized him until today. I watch his face every time a car drives by. Here's the way you use it correctly in the plan that I'm going.
So he just said himself that the shit pretty much didn't work and it traumatized his own son. That's pretty much what he said.
My son is still traumatized to this day from stop and frisk. But now watch what this motherfucker say. Here goes the overlay for the underlay for the overlay. The overlay for the underlay.
Want to implement. Number one, you call someone and state that there's a person in front of my home carrying a gun. I saw it in his waistband. The police officer that responds, he has an obligation to stop this person, question this person, and if it escalates to another level, then he can frisk this person. That's the proper use. That is not what we were doing in the city. And this.
Here's the thing. You can do that now. You don't need stop and frisk to do that. Why? Because you have a person in New York carrying a firearm is illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal to have a firearm in New York. So that person that's living in New York City and they see outside their window a man with a gun, he ain't supposed to have a motherfucker, and that motherfucker and the police can call the police, and the police can, sure enough, come up to this motherfucker and say, we have a report that you, sir, dressed as he's described, because when they call 911, you got to describe this motherfucker. And they going to say, hey, we have a report that you out here, there's a man out here with a gun, and it fits your description. I, as a police officer, have the right to question and to actually make contact with this person. And because I'm doing that, I get to Terry frisk this person. Because someone has called and made a complaint about the possible the committing of a crime. So what's this shit he talking about? Motherfucker, stop and frisk ain't that. And that's what you trying to make it seem. Motherfucker, that's Terry frisk because there's already been the report of a motherfucker possibly committing a crime.
City, we had a predetermined number that we were telling officers to do every day, and they were targeting black and brown communities. That is an abuse of a tool. A tool that's abused is no longer a tool, it's a weapon.
And you see how he gave that little bullshit ass politician smile? It's a weapon. Ha ha. Dude, you just tried to, he basically talked to people like they don't know the law. Well, unfortunately for you, old brother Eric Adams, I do know the fucking law. Thank you, Jason. I'm conducting a Terry frisk either way. That don't matter because there's been a call or a complaint about the commission of a possible commission of a crime, committing of a crime. I'm there. I'm in it. Let's go. We got it. I'm doing my job. Now, that's Terry frisk, which is legal, all good today. You good on that today. I don't need stop and frisk to do what he just said. I don't. Stop and frisk is me driving, listening to my music. I'm about to make a stop at such and such and such and such. I'm on the corner of 87th and Dan Ryan or whatever. And I get the fuck out and be like, hey, man, come here. Hey, come here, man. Motherfucker take off running, I can go after him. Motherfucker put his hands in his pocket, pull out his phone or some shit, like, what the fuck you want? I can pull out my gun. I thought you had a gun, kid. That's exactly what that is. Ain't that little motherfucker that ran from us last week? Oh, yeah, we got his ass now. He right inside the motherfucking Chinese food spot. Let's go in there and fuck his ass up. Let's go ahead and frisk his ass, see what the fuck he got on. Ain't that the little nigga? That's that same little nigga that had on that 49ers jacket that ran from us in the park last week, ain't it? Yeah, we got his ass now. That's what stop and frisk gives you the authority to do, which is why I don't like it. I understand the concept of it and the theory behind it makes sense, but what it actually is and what's actually being done from it, it's bullshit.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Mr. Sliwa, do you disagree?
I must tell you, it's amazing that my opponent, Eric Adams, just this morning on the Breakfast Club said that he had met with gang leaders with bodies, Eric. That means gang leaders who killed and gang leaders who killed awaiting trial. Did you stop, question, and frisk them? Did you report that to the police? Could you tell us who those gang leaders were that you met with and which gangs? I think the public has a right to know for some.
So he's basically calling them out, saying, "Nigga, you said you met with gangbangers today that got bodies on them. Wasn't you the police? If you know they got bodies." I get it. He said, "Stop and frisk will get girls touched up too." Facts. He says, R2, there are no reports of such acts. And here's my thing. How many stop and frisks will occur that don't get reported? How many will occur that don't get reported? You catch a motherfucker walking down the alley by themselves or walking somewhere by themselves and you stop their ass. Hey, stop and frisk, nigga, get your ass over here. That's the problem with this. That is the problem with this. It's too much power. You giving these motherfuckers too many keys. They got the keys. You allowing these motherfuckers to just stop these motherfuckers for anything because they wanna.
Someone who declares himself to be the law and order candidate. Did you do that, Eric?
I think our question is, where is an example? What kind of an example would you see, Mr. Sliwa, where stop and frisk should be used?
Well, that's a perfect example. Known gang
members.
members.
I'll follow up and ask Mr. Adams his response to what you said about
known gang members. Those are the people you're going to stop and frisk because they're the ones in retaliatory shootings and drive-bys that are causing people to have to live in solitary confinement in their neighborhoods.
Mr. Adams, do you care to respond to what you said this morning about meeting with gang members?
Oh, yes, it's so important. And let's be clear, there's only one candidate on this stage that actually faked crimes. We need to be clear on that. While I was protecting people in this city, this candidate on the other side was faking crimes. Here's what I'm doing. Public safety is intervention and prevention. Intervention is right now. I'm speaking to those who have committed crimes to get them out of gangs. And
how do you know who they are? And just because if I'm a gangbanger today, that don't mean that I just get to get stopped whenever the fuck y'all want to. What happens if I get out the gang? I was a known gang member. You can still stop me. I could be a 45-year-old nigga walking the street who just did 25 years. I'm a known gang member, ain't I? So you can just stop me and fuck with me whenever you want to. What if I look like a known gang member? What if I appear to be a known gang member? What if I dress like a gang member? What if I'm talking like a gang member? What if I'm wearing the colors of a gang member? What if I appear to have tattoos like a gang member? Well, what tattoos you have? Well, I don't know, but they look, I could see tattoos, and I thought he was maybe in a gang. So then you pulled him over, he ran, you got down the street, and then when he got to the fence, he stopped, put his hands up, and the cell phone that you saw in his hand, you mistaken it for a gun, and when you told him to turn around, you thought it was a gun, and you shot him. Yep. Well, that was wrong. Yeah, you right. But he did. My cousin said the chip in the vaccine will let you identify. Let me scan you. Come here. Let me scan you and see what you got. Hit this QR code on your wrist and see who you are. Here's the other thing. It allows you to run cats, putting their names in the database. Y'all remember that shit, right? Back during the good old 94 crime bill days when motherfuckers was getting arrested, just so happened to have a couple of crack rocks on them. Fucking high school, college kid, straight A student, home for the holidays. All of a sudden, he just gets arrested for having 2 rocks on him. Well, why would he have that? And I'm not saying that that's what happens all the time, but what I'm saying is it opens the door for too much fuck shit to where it's counterproductive. It's counterproductive. You can see in the numbers where the shit just did not yield any type of just tangible results where it's like, damn, I can see a huge difference in how crime used to be and what crime is now. There isn't that. It's just not there. The numbers weren't even close. Let me blow this up for y'all. The numbers aren't even close. They're not even close. While guns have increased by 524,000 since 2003, officers have only found 176 guns. These are the facts. Talk that shit. Well, you just saying that just because you this, you that. Here go the facts right here. Here go the numbers. Look at the proportion. Look at the Frisk numbers by race. White is gold. Hispanic is purple. Niggas are green. You see that shit? That's what it is. So it's like, why would I see, if I can find this data, what do you think that they actually looking at? It's just going to create an opportunity for more niggas to get locked up for petty bullshit. It's not going to stop the crime. Because for every nigga that I don't stop, it's another nigga that's going to have a gun that's going to do some fuck shit anyway. Look at that shit. And look at how it started out in 2002. And look at where that shit ended in 2011. Just stop and frisk. Just stop and frisk. Look at those numbers, dude. Do you know how many motherfuckers are getting stopped and frisked in just New York alone? And you see how it's disproportionately done. That's more and more young black niggas getting frisked, getting locked up, getting roughed up, getting patted down for no reason whatsoever, just because. And let's just say if 10% of them motherfuckers had something illegal on them, what about the other motherfucking 90%? You see that? In 500,000 plus stops per year, New York City police discover law of diminishing returns. That pretty much means they're making all these stops, and you can clearly see that the motherfucking guns ain't being found and taken off the streets. Yeah, you're going to find some here and there, but it's not enough to make a significant impact to where you're inconveniencing the rest of the fucking public, to where you're inconveniencing the good guys, to where you're inconveniencing the people that ain't committing no goddamn crimes. Imagine you worked at your job and just at any given time, a motherfucking your job could come to you and say, hey, you got to go and take a blood test and get drug tested. They got to use blood and DNA. Right? Not to when you first started, but they could just tell you randomly anytime you want it. Hey, Jones, how's it going today? Hey, go report in. I want you to go take a drug test. Man, I just took one Tuesday. Well, it's Thursday, motherfucker. Go. Get your arm poked and go take this shit. I've taken 14 drug tests in the past 15 days. They haven't found anything. So today might be our day. That's how they look at this shit. That's how they'll treat stop and frisk. It's completely ineffective with the problem that you're trying to solve. And there go the fucking numbers to prove it. So anybody that gets on here talking about, yeah, man, they need to do this shit. Look at what the fuck it's doing and look at who it's doing it to. Look at the ones that are actually suffering from this shit. That's all I'm saying. We all know who's committing the most crimes. If you want to catch the people that's committing the crimes, then you establish task force, you get motherfuckers to build cases, and then that's how you get people. Good old-fashioned police work.
Instead of just saying, we gonna stop everybody. That's just it. Exactly. That's targeting. Because they're not just randomly stopping motherfucking white folks on fucking Saks on Fifth Avenue. They're not doing that. Hey, you in that Brooks Brothers suit, get your ass over here and put your hands on the car. They're not doing it. It's not going to make criminals afraid to carry guns. Here's why. Because criminals are going to look at it like this. They can't catch us all. They can't catch us all. That's what a criminal going to say. Motherfucker got to catch me. I'm telling you like this. There was a time when I carried a gun illegally in Chicago. After I got motherfucking robbed at gunpoint and me and my boys almost wound up motherfucking dying senselessly, needlessly, because some little young punk ass niggas was scared and they robbed us of our motherfucking chains. We were robbed of our language, robbed of our chains, robbed of whatever the fuck. They robbed. I said, fuck this. Police wasn't that in. And then after we got robbed, literally seconds later, the police pulled up. We told them, like, there go the motherfuckers that just robbed us right there. You know what the police did? They said, what? We just got robbed, officer. There go the guys that just robbed us with guns. You know what the motherfuckers did? They rolled right past them. Facts. We were able to tell them we got robbed, showed them the motherfuckers that walked away robbing us, showed them where they're at right there. Like, you could see them still. Police kept going. Rolled right past some niggas. We couldn't go after the niggas. We ain't had no guns. CPD, nigga. Real talk. We was some young rappers. Shout out to Wild Wild Record. We was some young rappers in the hood. We was at a fucking party and our dumbasses was out. We left the party. We had our chains and shit on. We was blinging. We was in a little group. We was deep, and motherfuckers was hating on us. And they came and said, "Let's stick these niggas up." And that's what they did. We unfortunately for us, we came across some shitty ass cops. They didn't do a motherfucking thing. So all of that, it's going to help make the streets safer. It'll stop the criminals from carrying guns. Bullshit to the back. The only thing that's going to stop niggas from carrying these guns illegally is, like I said, you get caught with a gun, mandatory 5 years. Not 2.5, mandatory 5. Sit your ass down. You get caught with a gun again after you do your 5, you get 10. You get out, get caught again, you get 15. Click that like button, please. That's how you stop this shit. Because what it's going to do is going to make them motherfuckers that carry the guns, because like I said before, y'all heard me just say the criminals ain't going to stop carrying guns. Yeah, but they only going to carry guns where they work. They only going to carry them guns at the trap house. And when them motherfuckers come and bust down the trap house, though, they going to drop them guns, toss them out the windows, put them in the toilet, toss them somewhere. They going to be like, man, that ain't mine. That's what they going to do. They're going to do that because I don't want to get caught with a gun. So I ain't going to be riding around in the motherfucking Charger with a gun. I ain't going to be riding around in my box Chevy sitting on 26s with my gun. I ain't going to be riding around doing all this shit and getting caught with this gun. I ain't going to do it. I'm going to stop this shit. Hey, man, look, I just want to sell dope. I'll sit here with my gun in this house, but that's it. I ain't going down the street, catch these, shoot at these niggas, run at these niggas. Nope. Because if I get caught, I'm going to sit down for 5. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Right. Like on the wire, they throw guns down the storm drains. They toss them motherfuckers everywhere. Right, Jim. If it comes down to you lose your life or carry a gun illegally, most will carry that gun. Yes, they will. And what it will stop them doing, though, it will keep them in their environment. They won't be going down to the Magnificent Mile, riding around in their cars with this shit. They won't be doing it. It won't get rid of gun violence, but it will minimize that shit because the motherfuckers that got guns will sit their ass down. You go and shoot a motherfucker, you go shoot at a motherfucker, they catch your ass with that gun. Oh, nigga, well, I was protecting myself. Oh, okay, that's cool. We get it. Yup, it was self-defense. But your punk ass got to sit down because that's an illegal gun. So, yeah, that nigga dead. Yeah, you was self-defense, but you had an illegal gun. Go sit your ass down. Mandatory 5. But it wasn't my fault. I know. It wasn't your fault. Illegal gun. Sit your ass down. What I'm supposed to do? Get you a permit. But I got a felony. Then that's why you ain't supposed to have one at all, little nigga. Change your life. Do I think North Carolina, New York City is going to end up becoming like Chicago? Potentially, it could, but it's fucked up now in New York. It's fucked up now in New York. That's all I'm saying. You have to look at what it is that you're doing and say, okay, why is this happening? How do we help those people that's in this environment? And what do we need to do to stop the motherfuckers that's doing the fuck shit? That's how you got to look at it. What do these people need? That's how it has to be done. Because, and then the motherfuckers that do these fucked up ass crimes, put they asses away. Because you know, and I'm on my way to that. When you look at these motherfuckers that go to jail, yes, they go to jail and they come out better criminals. But when your ass done sat down for a while, you done sat down for a minute, yeah, you a better criminal, but you can't practice your trade. You can't practice your craft. Most motherfuckers, after they sit down for 5 years with a gun, they're going to come out and make a choice. They're going to either become a professional criminal or they're going to be like, man, I got to get the fuck out of this shit. I'm done. Because the shit that I'm going to do, if I got to carry a gun and I get caught again with this motherfucker, even if I ain't shot nobody, nigga, I'm gone. I'm about to sit down for 10 years. I ain't about to sit down for no 10 years. They ain't going to do that shit. Because of the sit down. It's the crime. When you make it to where it ain't no getting around it. Mandatory 5, homie. That way you will make a change. That way you will see motherfuckers like, man, fuck this. I ain't doing it. I'll go rob a motherfucker with a knife. I'll go stab me a motherfucker first. Motherfucker go rob a liquor store. You catch the motherfucker that robbed the liquor store. Rob the liquor store for $400. You got $1,800 in your rob. Okay. Now what? Got to sit down for 5. And you got to do the robbery time. So you got your armed robbery. He had a gun on him, but I didn't pull the gun. Illegal gun, homie. Got to sit down for 5. He said, I'd rather die from gunfire in Chicago than getting machete pushed in the front door in front of a train or beaten to death, lying like they're doing in. Yes, I get it. But those citizens that are in those cities, so if you make it to where your law-abiding citizens can carry firearms, those people that do fight back, those people that do have to shoot somebody in self-defense because they're getting robbed, they're getting carjacked, they legit. So your good guys ain't going to jail, just your bad guys. Great cigar.
That's how it is. That's how you change this shit. That's how you make a difference and start the uptick to where you're changing it. Now, the other side to that is when you start providing better resources. Take that money that you got motherfucking the money in your budget, open up your parks. I can definitely vouch for that in Chicago. Open up the park districts again. All these billions, how come the billions of dollars that's being collected in taxes, or better yet, how come the billions of dollars that's been collected by Black Lives Matter ain't reinvesting that money into the city, into the inner cities, providing after school programs? Blueprint for that is already set up. They just need the funding. I can clearly remember getting out of school and being able to go to my park district from 2:30 in the afternoon until 10 o'clock at night. Well, 9, the park closed at 9:30. We getting put out the park. Fridays, they close at 10. Because when I go to the park district, what did they have? They had wood shop, boxing, jazz dance, cheerleading, pom-pom. They had basketball. They had swim team. They had drama club. They had tap dancing. They had all of these different things. They had physical training, workout. They had all of these different things. They had floor hockey. I'm telling you what I know. They had tennis, baseball in the summer, football in the fall. It don't take that much money to have those type of programs in place. That's what your corporate donations should be doing. That corporate tax money that you get. You put those kind of things back into those resources in the city, so now your kids got somewhere to go when they get out of school, and they ain't got to go be on the block. They can go to the park. You got your police officers up at the park making that shit a fucking fortress. All that gang banging and dope slanging shit, y'all ain't doing that shit up here. Nigga, we was so fucked up in our hood that the motherfucking gangbangers started renting out the gym. They started letting the gangbangers have access to the gym and having goal at the park. I'm telling you what I know. Niggas was having goal at the park. Niggas was having meetings, gangbangers having meetings at the park, nigga, in the gym. But when we had them real police officers there, they wasn't doing that shit. So all I'm saying is it's a lot of different facets to this shit, but I can give you some quick hits that let you know exactly how you can turn this shit around. Question is, I'm not no fucking genius. I'm not a fucking hood genius. I'm not the Elon Musk of the goddamn hood. Just like I know this shit, so do the politicians. So do the parents. So do the preachers. Shout out to Priscilla. Thanks for hitting that cash out. $5 for the birthday. I appreciate you. That's just what it is. So I knew what the fuck was going on. And they know what the fuck is going on. It's just no benefit in them doing it. That's why they not. It's easier for me to let you live in fucking fear so that you'll give away your rights and I can disarm you. Therefore, you're at my mercy. We need to, and just look at what people are saying. You take away all the resources in the community, in the hood, to where these kids ain't got shit but home or the streets. And if my home is like the streets, there it is. So what these niggas doing? Selling dope, gang banging, rapping. Those that can't rap, shoot basketball. I mean, those that can't shoot basketball, they rap. They gang bang. Drill music. There you go. What about the kid that can't rap? I guess I'm just going to be a gang banger. Self-medicating with the weed or whatever the fuck else they doing, lacing the weed, whatever they doing just to try to escape for a few hours. Drinking, smoking, whatever the fuck. That's all they do. That's all they know. That's all they're exposed to. That's all they got. So are we going to keep stopping and frisking these motherfuckers, sending more of their asses to jail, sending more of them to juvie? Yeah, how's that working out for us? That's just what it is. But the more afraid you are to live in your own neighborhood, the more you become a prisoner. The more I got you trapped in your house, the more I got you trapped in your four walls. Yeah, your little niece might get shot. Yeah, your cousin might die in a drive-by. Yeah, a stray bullet might hit your mama or your grandmama. Yeah, we might not have been shooting at you, but motherfucker, we was shooting. There it is. That's what we've gotten to. So when you talking about all these motherfuckers you voting for, when you talking about how much you hate Donald Trump, why don't you try hating your fucking congressman? Why don't you try hating your fucking senator? Why don't you try hating them motherfuckers that's coming in your neighborhood and just giving your ass a bunch of empty promises and lying to your ass? But your pastor standing them up every Sunday, every voting in every election season and say, we got to vote for him. We got to vote for her. This is a black woman we getting in office. We got to get a sister in there, y'all. And then they get in there and they ain't doing shit but collecting $170,000 a year, $180,000 a year, getting paid 6 figures in the same neighborhood where motherfuckers might get 6 meals in a week. That's what it is. And I agree with that shit, Jason. These jails, when your ass go do that real time, yeah, you can have the little programs for jail, but when your ass go to prison, nigga, you need to be working. All the jobs we don't want to do is what the fuck these niggas should be doing. Chain gang. Yang, 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 yang. Who, oh, hey, oh, hey, who, keep moving now, who. That's what they need to be doing. Cleaning up these vacant lots and shit. Sweeping up the viaducts. Y'all know what that is, viaducts in Chicago. That's what they need to be doing. Cleaning up that shit. Painting the street lights. Cleaning up the graffiti. All these motherfuckers that we feeding 3 hots in a cot every day too, kick that shit back in and get your ass out here and sweep the expressway. Yep, I said it. Sweep the highway, nigga. Cut this grass. Sort the garbage out at the fucking garbage dump. Especially you got people taking shits in New York in the fucking middle of the train. Oh, we got the prison crew to come clean that shit up. Start seeing these motherfuckers doing that kind of shit, then you'll say, oh, okay. Then what's that gonna do? Make your city clean. That's what that does. Gives you a cleaner environment. Take these motherfuckers into the projects. Go get rid of all this motherfucking trash and shit like that. Clean that shit up. Paint the walls in the projects. Paint the walls in these motherfucking public housing spots. Paint this shit. Set this shit up. Clean this shit up. Whatever the fuck. Go and help these schools. Look at how fucked up these schools are. Get fucking mold growing under the tile and shit like that. Get their ass in there to work. That's how that shit should be. Instead of us just letting these motherfuckers, right? And like CJ said, instead of making TikToks in the fucking jail because y'all niggas got phones and shit. Some of these motherfuckers in jails got access to more technology than they did when they was out. I digress. But that's my position on stop and frisk. I just pointed out to you the numbers to show you that it don't work and shows you that it disproportionately puts people of color at risk of being locked the fuck up, being hurt, being severely inconvenienced, and having their constitutional rights violated. So when you hear people telling you what they need to do, this will help stop crime. Look at the fucking number. Most of this shit that people be talking about nowadays is shit that's been done. The numbers are there to see what works and what didn't. When you're talking about saying, hey, what we gonna do? Got these prisoners? Go help them motherfuckers go and clean up and be the labor force to help do the shit they need to do to get these mental institutions back open again. Have these prisoners washing the fucking clothes and the laundry and shit like that for these mental institutions. Have them preparing the food for these mental institutions. You act up or you do some fuck shit while you out on this work detail. Now, motherfucker, your ass gonna be motherfucking 22 and 23 and 1, nigga. Sit your ass in this room. You ain't got no Walkman. You ain't got no TV. You ain't got no radio. You ain't got shit. Sit your ass up in here, tough guy. You can either do this work or you can sit your ass in this cell with nothing. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. And I hope that people will take a look at this and really start to question when politicians are telling you something. Vet this shit out. John Castillo said, I'd be okay with education programs at least, so hopefully they don't come out more angry than when they went in. The thing is that you can give these people skills, you can give them a GED and those type of things, but it got to be for those that really want it as opposed to you just making it available to all. For jail, yeah, I get it. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that for jails. But these motherfuckers that's been your repeat offenders, that's going to prison, work the dog shit out their ass. Give them some kind of purpose. Tend to these fields. Go out here and grow this motherfucking corn and shit like that we need. Pick this motherfucking, pick this cotton, nigga. Well, ain't people going cotton, but I'm just saying. Shout out to Priscilla, hit your boy with $10. Thank you so much. Make these people go and do work that's going to help society as a whole, as opposed to just saying, yeah, we just going to do this for you and we let you get your, no. Your ass got to go do 5 years for a gun charge. All right, that's 5 years for you to become a lawyer. Get your ass in there. 5 years for you to become a barber or some shit like that. Read these law books. Get your ass out, take the bar. Good luck to you. Other than that, we need somebody to help get these potatoes harvested. We need somebody to go out here and weed these fields. We need somebody to go out here and clean up these fucked up neighborhoods that got these old cars and shit like that in the vacant lots and shit. Yup. Jason said, I got cotton to be picked. Goddamn right. That's what you do. Go out here and help build this fucking wall. Do something that's going to help society as a whole instead of just being locked up while we paying for it. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out to watch the show tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Please click that like button, click the subscribe button, send this video to somebody else and leave me your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about this. Listen to what I said, look at the facts that I presented, and tell me what you guys think. That's what this platform is for. If anybody wants to come on here and debate this or something like that, we can absolutely have a discussion because that's what it's all about. Y'all hit me up and let me know. Thank you guys so much for all of the donations. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for the birthday donations. If you are watching this on the replay, you can still click that young Cash App and that young PayPal button and do just the same. I ain't going to keep you out. You can always become a part of the giving. But I just want to say thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It really is important to me that what we do and what we talk about here actually means something to possibly help somebody to change something about themselves or to help change and impact the world. Because it only takes one. It only takes one. Hey, Jason, you can still be for stopping Frisk. I get it. And my thing would be this. I'll say this because of what I know from you, brother. You not that asshole that's just going to stop and frisk and fuck with somebody for the sake of fucking with them. You're a good cop. You're a good cop. You do good police work. But it's not enough Jason guns out here to change that. Shout out to my man Deluxe 24/7. Hit your boy with $20 for the birthday. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. Yes, it is Aquarius season, baby. You know what I'm saying? But that's my thing. If we had 10 million Jason guns, we'd be a lot better off. Man, we got the same birthday, Colin, on the 27th. That's what's up. We really would be. We would be a lot better off, but we don't. And I know the hearts of men, and I know what this job does to people. Everybody don't start this job off the same way they finish. Some become better people and better cops, and some become pieces of shit. But that's just the way of the world. You do anything long enough, you do anything. You've seen plenty of times when I've talked about how you doing the job and you doing it the same way because that's how you was introduced to it, or that's what you just become, how it can become a hazard to you and to your partners. And in a lot of instances, you can lose your life and not come home because of your complacency or because of the job changing you and hardening you and giving you a negative outlook on it. That's just what it is, and that's what it can do to you. There are a lot of us that have the mental capacity and the testicular fortitude to stand up against the bullshit and keep it straight and narrow and do good police work. There are plenty of officers that do that. I'm just saying that the ones that won't and the ones that don't and the ones that would abuse that power, I don't want to put that shit in their hands to where they can do it. I don't want to set them up for failure. And that's exactly what I think that is. And that's what I think Stop and Frisk does. It sets too many officers up for failure. That's my thing with it. The theory of it is understandable. I understand and I get the theory of it and the concept behind it. Shout out to, he said, Jason Gunn sent me $25, said a cigar from me. Hey, bro, I would definitely buy me some stogies with that. Thank you. But that's just what it is, man. It will give some young cop the authority to do bad things. It'll give some hardened cop that got problems, emotional issues. Because my thing is this, and I'm gonna say this and I'm out. One of the things that we tend to forget as the general public, as politicians, and just as people, police officers, and y'all hear me when I say this, police officers are people too. And the same thing that you go through in life, police officers go through in life as well. They have bad days. They have depressed days. They have angry days. They have home problems. They have relationship problems. They have the same issues that we have. They're just put in a position where they have a job that they have to do. How many times have you had a bad day at work because you had a bad day at home? How many times have you come to work with a bad attitude because you had a bad night? We're people. Police officers are people too. Matter of fact, I think that I'm gonna have to get my t-shirt game up. Corey, if you still watching, man, we still got to do that. Cancel culture is a cancer to culture. And we got to do a shirt that says police officers are people too. Police officers are people too. We hurt, we cry, we get upset, we get angry, we get depressed, we get sad. Just like anybody else. Just like anybody else. And we have to remember that. The same way you feel sorry for a single mother raising her 2 kids or her 5 kids by 4 niggas, that same sympathy you should have for a police officer that just might make the wrong decision on a bad day. That's the reality of it. And I might have a bad night. I might have had to work a double, and I might not be the best version of myself wearing that badge that day. And because I got this power, I might do the wrong thing that could lead down the road to where somebody could get hurt, somebody could get killed, or even myself or my partner, because of my bad judgment for whatever reason I'm having. For whatever reason, I may not be having a great day, or I may not be the best version of myself. Police are people too. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Y'all continue to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We still trying to get to 10,000 subs. Let's do it. I love y'all. Till next time, peace, and I'm out. And remember this.
I believe there's a hero in all of us.
Yeah, buddy. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Peace.
What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do two things. What are those two things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's two of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff. Anything that's happening, I'm willing to have a conversation about it. So come on over. You don't got nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.
Alrighty, y'all. I'm out. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this. Make sure I'm a mod over here on this channel too. I don't see myself. Ah, there we go. Yep, I can't believe that I'm not a mod on both my damn channels. I am now. All right, y'all. Peace, and I'm out. I love y'all. Have a good night.